Yo, 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 what up, man? Chris, somebody checking back in, man. Back with the blog, man. Make sure that like button, that subscribe button away, and I appreciate all the support, man. Back with another Van Chronicle. This is a short blog, real quick, man. I'm in New York City right now. Shout out to everybody in New York. I'm actually about to leave, though. So I'm here for a minute, and now I'm going boom, 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 in and out, in and out, in and out at this warehouse. I don't know what's going on. Well, I don't know. I'm like the only one here right now. But anyway, Diddy, man, has been arrested, man. I did a blog on Diddy, just one blog. I did, probably like 3 months ago. I said I thought he would be arrested by the end of the summer. It is basically the end of September, and he's arrested, man. And they threw the book at him, bro. They threw the book at him. If you actually read the indictment, read all the stuff they said, man, they throw so much in there to kind of like make it look even worse. They like, oh, we went in this house and we found like 1,000 bottles of baby oil. It's like so much stuff that they put in there, and it just makes things even worse. And they going through the sex parties, they going through the Cassie video. What else? Basically, just they got so many witnesses and people. There's so many people that turned on Diddy. You know what I'm saying? As far as like former bodyguards, former employees, stuff like that. So they're gonna call a lot of those people in. So I don't know if they were trying to get money from Diddy back in the day and he never paid, and now they like everybody's speaking out. It's like once the Cassie arrest came, people were speaking out anyway, but it wasn't. It was here and there. For the most part, he was surviving it. But when Cassie came out and sued, and then he settled so quickly, and then everybody else started trying to sue him, and then you had, they trying to catch up with all these bodyguards, all these former people, and all this kind of stuff. I'm actually surprised they ain't even hollered at Farnsworth Bentley. You know what I'm saying? That was his lead assistant. I'm actually surprised they didn't even go that route. But so they got a lot of witnesses, they got a lot of video, a lot of stuff. I mean, they got them on drugs and weapons and all kind of stuff. Say they had cocaine, they found drugs in his house, cocaine, all kind of shit. Even date rape drugs, they even found that. So you ain't got to hear from me. I'm gonna let you hear it, and we'll come back on the other side and talk real quick, man. Hold on.
It's now come down against Sean Diddy Combs, and there is absolutely no doubt prosecutors have thrown the book at him. Among other things, he has been charged with racketeering, kidnapping, and sex trafficking. This is all based on a grand jury indictment where prosecutors went to the grand jury over a period of months. Now, there is a long list here. He's charged with prostitution, coercion, enticing to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. The complaint, the indictment, mentions the now notorious freak-off parties, calling them, and this is the words from the indictment, elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. It talks about luring women, Combs luring women into his orbit under the pretense of a romantic relationship, and then using force, threats of force, and coercion to cause these victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers. There is more. After these freak-offs, the indictment says that Combs and the victims actually received IV fluids to recover from what they call physical exertion and drug use. As for the kidnapping allegations, unclear what they are. They just reference them, as do arson and several other crimes, but they say they were committed in California. Now, as for drug use, the indictment says there was an intent to distribute narcotics which include cocaine, oxycodone, Xanax, GHB, which is the date rape drug, MDMA, and ketamine. It goes on to say that during the raid of his homes in Beverly Hills in Miami, they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, suggesting this was part of the freak-offs. They also found 3 AR-15s, with defaced serial numbers and drum magazines. There is also a clear reference to the Cassie video, the video where Diddy brutalized Cassie at the Century City Hotel. They talk about assaulting a woman by striking, punching, dragging her in March of 2016, clearly Cassie. And they say that after the indictments in 2023, Diddy tried to pressure witnesses not to cooperate with authorities. If he is convicted, he faces decades behind bars. His lawyer says that Diddy is not only not guilty, he is innocent. As I speak right now, he is about to go into federal court to hear the charges and answer. He is expected to plead not guilty. He has surrendered his passport, and it appears he is trying to get bail. Indictment.
Whew, that's a lot, man. For someone that was locked up like myself, I know they trump up a lot of things, so I don't always take things at face value. They'll make things look really, really bad, and a lot of it is to kind of taint a negative picture of your character. So they'll make everything look bad, like, oh, he got a AR with a drum on it, and they'll like, even look at the way he's describing it, like he's looking. This dude is reading this like he's so fucking distraught. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, that first of all, I do think he will get bond. So I do think Diddy will be out of jail probably today. I think he'll get bond, or whenever. Sometimes you got to go to some type of special, like a superior court, in order to get bond. I do think they'll grant him bond, because they could put it at something crazy. Like, even if they put it like $5 million cash bond, like, he still got the money to pay it. So I think he will be granted bond. He surrendered his passport, so I think at the end of the day, they know, well, you got to at least stay in the United States. So, and we'll be able to find you. You know what I'm saying? You Diddy. Everybody know where you are. You're not going to be able to go anywhere without somebody saying, there go that nigga right there. So, I do think he'll get bond for that. The Cassie video, I think, was very damaging, because the way the laws are written, man, they can really mess you up. Take it from me. They can really mess you up. So, what did we see in the Cassie video? He was dragging Cassidy down and all this kind of stuff down, or Cassie was running out the room. He was trying to bring her back, all this kind of stuff, beating her up in the hallway, all that kind of stuff. So, they got him on kidnapping. So they got him on sex trafficking, racketeering, and kidnapping charges. Well, it's kind of easy to, the way they prove kidnapping is, if I take you from one point to another point and I do not allow you to leave, then technically I kidnapped you. That's how they look at kidnapping. I know we look at kidnapping sometimes, it's like, oh, he threw a body in the back of the trunk and and drove off, and that's No, if you get into it with somebody at your house, let's say you and your girl are arguing, y'all get into it, and you don't allow her to leave, then you kind of like false imprison her. That's actually a charge too. That's like 10 years in prison in the state of Georgia, false imprisonment. You are not allowing her to leave is considered false imprisonment. Now, a lot of people do that shit. They get into it with their girl, they stand in front of the door, no, we ain't leaving, we talking about this, you gonna talk to me before we leave. Technically, you are false imprisoning her. So if Diddy took Cassie from point A to point B and did not let her leave, it doesn't mean he had her in handcuffs and all that, but he just did not let her, like, nah, you ain't going nowhere. I'm like, I got here. Get in this car. You ain't going nowhere. She can say that he forced me to do X, Y, and Z, and he kidnapped me. So the kidnapping thing is kind of like easy to prove, to keep it real with you. So that's why I think the video is so telling, because he's running in a hallway to go after her, basically to bring her back into the hallway. And I think he drags her back or some shit. So, nigga, you literally kidnapped her on camera, technically. Now, we don't look at kidnapping that way, but by the letter of the law, that would be kidnapping. So I think that that's kind of like an easy thing to prove, to be real with you. Sex trafficking, racketeering, I don't know. I just feel like, being as a federal case, you know what they say, man. Once the feds get involved, they don't get involved until they feel like they got something. They got all this video, they got all this extra stuff on you, and they got all of these witnesses, and the video is very telling. So now, even if a witness doesn't really have the video attached to it and feels like Diddy did something, they can just go to the Cassie video and be like, this is your history. This is your history of doing this. And they're going to line up probably 50 witnesses to talk bad about Diddy. former employees, all these niggas is coming out. You know what I'm saying? All these niggas will come out and they'll be trying to talk for some type of reason. So it's over, Diddy. I keep it real with you. I be trying to get niggas the benefit of the doubt. I don't know how you gonna wiggle out of this. Even if you get some of the charges dropped, like, yeah, you know, I don't even know if Thug gonna be found guilty. Thug could walk out of jail any day now. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if they got enough to even. They didn't have him in jail 2 years, and they don't even really got no great evidence on him. But so he could actually get out of jail. So I'm not saying that even some of this stuff will even stick. You know what I'm saying? Because, but to think that he's not gonna get nothing, to think that he won't, you know, they can't throw no jail time at him, he won't get nothing, is very far-fetched, bro. It's very far-fetched to believe that. So, you know how they'll do? They'll trump up all these charges. They'll make shit look worse. He got 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's not really against the law to have. Like, they sell baby oil at the store. You literally can buy as much as you want. But at the same time, why do you have 1,000 bottles of baby oil? You know what I'm saying? Like, what, you oiling chicks up? You doing all kind of sexual acts where you need lubricant? So, I mean, they'll make it look like even legal things are illegal. He got baby oil. Well, they sell it at the store. Well, he got 1,000 bottles. Oh, well, you know, that is kind of messed up to have 1,000 bottles. So they're going to trump up so much stuff, make you look so bad. And I don't know how you get out of it. To keep it real with you, I feel sorry for his kids. They got to deal with this. Like I said earlier in the video, everything that I know about Combs, I don't know another Combs in this world. I don't know another Combs, nothing. If somebody's last name is Combs, it is attached to, you think about Sean P. Diddy Combs. That's what you think about. And now his kids got to deal with this. And I know Justin is already like in some type of situation. And then on top of that, all the civil suits is going to come. Now that he's actually charged, it's actually easier to get civil suits. You know what I'm saying? And especially if they find him guilty, it'll be even easier. If he gets found guilty of anything that's significant, the civil suits will be that much easier to come after. You know what I'm saying? And someone like him, they're going to come. So yeah, his money, his livelihood, his freedom, his everything, man. I know he's a billionaire. I know he got a lot of money, but they gonna come take that money, bro. They gonna come take. They gonna fight. Spend so much money fighting this, and then the civil suits is like millions on top of millions on top of millions. And he got a lot of money like in the shares and stuff like that of different corporations. So I don't know, bro. And his kids, I don't know. The whole last name is damaged. He got twin daughters. He got, I think, a young baby girl that's not too old. I think she like less than 5 that he had recently, and they about to be, you know, without a father or whatever for I don't know how long. But maybe he won't get bond. I do think he will get bond, but it's not. He could. Let me say this last thing. A case like this is how careers are made. Always remember this about the criminal justice system. These are elected officials, bro. They are voted in by the public. These are elected officials. Why is that important? If for some reason Diddy was to get off, they let him go, drop the charges, whatever. Whoever is the district attorney, whoever is the people that are in charge of this, they're elected officials. You vote on these people. You go to the polls and you say, I want this person to be the DA of New York City. If you feel like that person was unable to arrest Diddy, charge Diddy, and prosecute Diddy, and Diddy was back on the streets as a civilian, able to do this again in the way people will look at it, like he's free now, then you're not going to want to vote for that DA because you feel like that DA failed you. So that's why I say careers are made from this. You know what I'm saying? Fannie Willis and all these people in Atlanta, Georgia, she is on the Trump case. She trying to prove that Trump was trying to fuck up and rig the election. If you can get Trump in jail, you can build a whole legal career off saying, I put a president in jail. Something that ain't been done. I put Trump in jail. I was the DA that put Trump in jail. So we had Paul Howard was famous down here. Paul Howard was a famous DA in Atlanta. Why was he famous? He was famous for fucking the black cases that were big down here. Ray Lewis murder trial was in Atlanta, and BMF, Big Meech and all them. He put them niggas away. Well, Ray Lewis got off, but he put He put them niggas away and he built a name for himself in Atlanta. Like, oh damn, Paul Howard is the DA that put, Big Meech away. If whoever is arresting Diddy and trying to prosecute him, you build your career off being able to make these charges stick. So that's why I'm saying it's gonna be hard for him to get off, because getting off mean that the public will feel like the DA failed them. They see him back on the street like, you failed us. How you had all this shit and you still couldn't get charges on them. So you failed them. So they gonna do all they can to make some shit stick, and that way they can say I was the district attorney that arrested P. Diddy Combs, and that becomes your claim to fame, and that's how you blow up. That's how Johnny Cochran got popular. Why? Because he got OJ off. Johnny Cochran had a lot of cases he lost, but every time he has a case, people be like, man, they better call Johnny Cochran. He didn't lost cases before. Johnny Cochran is not undefeated. He has lost cases, but you know him for winning the OJ case. When he won that, whoever is representing Diddy right now, if they get Diddy off, he will be the most popular lawyer in all of America and become fucking filthy rich because he was able to get Diddy off. And that's how people make their careers off these cases, bro. So the lawyers in each respective case have a big job from. The DA is not going to be trying to not have these charges stick. They build whole careers off this. So I just want to say that, man. I just pray for the families, man, and the kids that they come out okay. You know what I'm saying? They got some young daughters, all kind of stuff that ain't even grown yet. They mom passed away, and then they got this situation too. So yeah, this is kind of messed up, man. You know what I'm saying? Someone like Justin lost his mom and his dad, kinda. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just a messed up situation. Let me know your thoughts. Holla at your boy.